Rachel, who's married to a guy called Hector, started having an emotional affair with someone from her workplace back in January of 2023. But by May of that year, things had become physical. This news devastated Hector, and he didn't know how to handle it. It all started when Rachel's coworker, Tom, started complaining about his wife to her, and soon enough, he asked her out for drinks, which resulted in Rachel having a conversation with Hector.
You know my coworker, Tom?
Yeah?
Well, he asked me out for a drink.
Are you serious? He's definitely interested in more than friendship.
No, he isn't. He's just a friend. But fine, I won't go for drinks or meet up with him for coffees or talk outside of work anymore.
Rachel would enjoy a coffee with Tom at Starbucks, as they had one at work, and because Hector's not really the jealous type, he never had any issues with their lunch dates, if you want to call it that. That is until January of 2024, when Hector sees Rachel deleting messages on Instagram.
Whose messages are you deleting?
Oh, it was Tom. We're just friends though, and I only deleted them because I didn't want to hurt your feelings.
Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. If there was nothing to hide, why was she getting rid of their texts?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Anyway, Rachel went on to say that Hector was overacting about the whole thing, which made Hector feel like he was being gaslit. She even told her mom about how Hector responded to Rachel, saying that this guy from her work was just a friend. Come February of 2024, Hector found himself knee-deep inside of Rachel's phone records. I mean, he went way back. And in May of 2023, Rachel and Tom had messaged each other over 2,000 times.
2,000? I don't even think my family chat group gets that many messages in a month.
Yeah, that's a crazy amount. But what's weirder is that after that, everything went dark.
They must have started texting each other on another platform.
Well, they started kissing in May of 2023, and by June of that year, they were banging the heck out of each other, which made Hector sick to his stomach. Not only was Rachel cheating on him, their daughter hadn't even turned one yet, and she was still breastfeeding. Rachel brought Tom to their house while Hector was on a work trip, but for the most part, they were hooking up in her office. And because Tom had a vasectomy, they never used condoms.
Just because he can't have kids, it doesn't mean he can't give her an STD.
Yeah, people who are willing to put their partners at risk make me sick. According to Hector's story, they stopped sleeping together by September of 2023, but they'd still meet up whenever Rachel was in the office and share kisses. They even exchanged I love yous. After sharing his first kiss with Rachel, Tom even went to Hector's house for a barbecue, probably thinking to himself about how much of a fool Hector was for not knowing what he and his wife were getting up to. After getting caught by Hector in January of 2024, Rachel and Tom ended things, but the damage was done. Hector was devastated. He loved his family and couldn't understand how something like this was even possible. He even states that he was Rachel's first, which I guess to him made his relationship with her feel extra special. Hector was gaslit hard during his wife's affair with Tom. She'd explain away a random t-shirt he found by saying it belonged to her brother, and the hickeys and scratches she had on her back were from the baby biting her.
A newborn? A newborn can leave marks like that?
Yeah, don't ask. I don't know how or why he even entertained that excuse, but he did blame himself for what happened between Rachel and Tom. They had a pretty rough time during COVID, and Rachel was super strict when it came to quarantine. Hector thought that things would calm down after the pandemic, and since they had a newborn child, it only added to the stress. His job was time-consuming, but he was able to work from home, and because of this, he could cook dinner and pick up the kids from school. It was only after Rachel's cheating that Hector heard from her mom about how lonely she felt during the pandemic. But, of course, there was nothing Hector could do about that now. Hector's massively bothered by the fact that Rachel could hook up with this guy at work, then come home to him like nothing happened. While she was sleeping with Tom, she'd send him nudes while wearing the jewelry that Hector had given her, including the wedding band. Hector trusted Rachel with his whole heart. It's what got him through some very rough times with her. But now it's all gone up in smoke and he doesn't know what to do.
So what? Are they still together, and what happened to Tom?
Well, Tom's married with 3 kids, and Hector was able to track his wife down through her brother. So I guess now his whole family knows about it. Hector and Rachel are still together, and she's in therapy. But Hector doesn't think she's genuinely working on herself, as he hasn't seen any improvements. Hector's been in therapy himself because of all the stress and some childhood drama that he hasn't dealt with, and sometimes he and Rachel do sessions together. He can't imagine sharing custody with his kids and not seeing them every day, which is probably a big reason for him sticking around. But still, he's struggling to get over what Rachel did. Anyway, what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed today's video on coffee and popcorn, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.